Shares in Asia recovered, but worries remain over the ongoing debt crisis at real estate giant Evergrande. The embattled company is planning an enormous debt restructuring as it struggles to meet its commitments. Recent turmoil at the company has shaken the entire Chinese property sector, which forms a substantial part of the world's second largest economy. Evergrande is now setting up a 7-person strong risk management committee. It'll involve only 2 company executives, raising expectations the government could get more involved at managing affairs. Let's get more on this from DW's Clifford Coonan. Clifford, some of Evergrande's offshore bondholders did not receive payments by the end of a 30-day grace period yesterday. That doesn't sound good, does it?
No, it's not. I mean, this is the culmination of what we've been talking about now for weeks. We've basically had a sort of a whack-a-mole where it's owed debt, interest, and then they've paid a bit, and then they've gone on to, but they haven't paid. They've managed to find money somewhere, and this is the culmination of this now, where they said on Friday they probably wouldn't have enough money to pay, and that's where we are now. That they're basically looking at other ways out. And we saw on Friday they said they had no money. Then the weekend we saw the regulators all said that something is going to happen. And then we had today's moves.
All right, that's not a good position to be in. And amidst this whole situation, Evergrande is setting up a risk management committee, which consists of 7 people, out of which only 2 belong to management. So the company will effectively be run by bureaucrats of the Communist Party now.
Basically, yeah. I mean, when we say Evergrande is setting it up, it's certainly being set up for Evergrande. They went to see the party officials in Guangdong province, which is the local government in the province where Evergrande is located. And since then, now we've seen the establishment of this, which is the end game was always going to be some kind of restructuring, whatever form that was going to take. There was always a sense it was going to have to involve the Communist Party. And as we've seen with this now, you're going to have senior party officials. You'll also have members, senior regulators as well, presumably people from the People's Bank of China, the central bank. You're going to see a lot of state interests coming in there. And this is effectively a takeover in many ways, although you won't see it ever described as that.
Clifford, what does all of this mean for the Chinese economy, which is to grow slower next year?
Well, it's been very interesting that in the run-up to this, that the people like the People's Bank of China and the regulators who issued these coordinated statements, they all said that it meant that the economy wouldn't be affected, the broader economy wouldn't be affected, that they'd be able to isolate the fallout from Evergrande and the other property firms if they get into trouble. What it means, though, is that ultimately they probably will contain it, but they're going to have to do things like prop up house prices, so that they don't have, mass hysteria over people's house prices collapsing. They've got a lot of things to do. So I think broadly, it's not good for the overall economy.
DW's Clifford Coonan, thank you.